It's time now for a look at latest in local sports and sports high school golf teams. Both boys and girls competing today and Tuesday in the state golf match. The boys at Fayetteville, Georgia at the Whitewater Country Club. The girls at Braylon Country Club. The two courses about 9 miles away. They have early tee times, teeing off around 8:30 this morning. Wishing the best of luck. We'll update the leaderboard tomorrow here on sports. Again, the golf banquet has been set for this Wednesday at the Pine Forest Country Club. That's going to take place at 7:30 p.m. Before the banquet, a special ceremony as the Wayne County Sports Hall of Fame will induct the first golfer into the gallery as Ronnie Cudd will be inducted. That ceremony set for 5:30 Wednesday before the golf banquet. Again, we'll bring you his comments on Thursday's Sportscast. High school baseball banquet held this Sunday at the Coastal Pines Technical College. A lot of hardware handed out on both the JV and varsity level. The following awards handed out. First for the JV team, who went 15-3 on the season. JV Offensive Players of the Year were Cade Lynn and Luke Carter. Defensive Player of the Year, Rowan Blanton. Pitcher of the Year on the JV, Tate Altman. And 4 Yellow Jacket awards handed out. Joshua and Aaron Eby, Eric Hodges, and Will Seymour. On the varsity level, Offensive Player of the Year, Hadley Long. Defensive Players of the Year, catcher Tyler Walling and outfielder Garrison Grantham. Pitcher of the Year, Joshua Campbell. Breakthrough Players of the Year, Logan Scarborough and Cade Lynn. The 180-degree award went to Joshua Campbell. The Terry Thompson Award went to C.J. Fulmore. Howard Bo Warren Trophy went to Hadley Long. The J.D. Memorial Scholarship winners were Aiden Hall and Jackson Dolan. The varsity advanced to the Elite Eight for the third straight year in a row, finished the season with 25 wins, graduated 5 seniors, C.J. Fulmore, Brody Bohan, and Aiden Hall, Hadley Long, and Jackson Dolan. Off-season program begins soon with summer workouts and ball games. End of the year banquet again held Sunday at the Coastal Pines Technical College. Friday night's inter-squad football game held Friday at JC Stadium in front of a good crowd as the offense battled with the defense. 126 players dressed out for the event. We'll hear this week from head coach J. Bo Shaw, get his thoughts on the scrimmage and also the upcoming off-season conditioning program, the 7-on-7s, and the fall scrimmage. Again, the fall scrimmage set for Friday, August 4th at JC Stadium as Wayne County will host Metter High School. Braves defeated the Seattle Mariners Sunday 3-2. Begin a series at home tonight, hosting the LA Dodgers. All the action right here on Big Dog Country FM 105.5. Game time tonight, first pitch 7:20. Brooks Koepka wins the PGA Championship over the weekend up in Rochester, New York. Was his third PGA Championship win, his 5th major in his career. Both NBA Conference Finals are 3-0 leads. In the West, Denver can close out the Lakers tonight in Los Angeles. They lead 3-0. In Miami, the Heat win last night in Miami 128-102. They lead Boston 3-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals. Finally in sports, longtime recreation and high school umpire Jimmy Overstreet passed away over the weekend. Howard and Jones Funeral Home has the arrangements and should have those finalized sometime today. We pass along our thoughts and prayers to his family. Jimmy Overstreet was one of 3 Jimmys who spent hours upon hours umpiring in Wayne County. His friends Jimmy Martin and Jimmy Peak have both passed away before him. Jimmy Overstreet, like his 2 friends, loved umpiring and spent many weekends doing tournaments that began around 8 a.m. on Saturday morning, ended around 1 a.m. Sunday morning, never missing a game, never taking time out, just calling balls and strikes and whether a runner was safe or out. My favorite Jimmy Overstreet story, this happened long ago when I first arrived back in the early 80s. Would spend the afternoons out at Billmore's Park watching rec games and watching all those talented players who would go on to play high school ball. There was a close play at the plate, and Jimmy Overstreet was the home plate umpire, and Jimmy Overstreet called his runner out, much to the dislike of the kid's grandmother, who disagreed with the call and let Jimmy know about it when it happened, and for the next 2 innings after that play took place. Constantly telling Jimmy, you know my grandson was safe, you know you blew the call. Finally, in the middle of an inning, while she is still telling Jimmy her side of the story, Jimmy yells time and pulls off that mask that he wears behind the plate, walks to the fence and says, ma'am, your grandson was out today and he'll be out next week. In fact, he'll be out 20 years from now when they go back and look at the scorebook. And you know why? I'll tell you why. Because I called him out, and that's the end of it. Yes, Jimmy took control. It was always fun to watch him call a game in which he called thousands of. And we'll miss Jimmy as we already missed Jimmy Martin and Jimmy Peak. It's hard to find good umpires, and those 3 were 3 of the best. Once again, Jimmy Overstreet passing away over the weekend. Again, Howard and Jones Funeral Home will have the arrangements later today. And that's going to do it for latest in local sports.